Hi guys, this is a little bit different video. This is a video about current stages of Steam animal survival games. There's few animal survival games that are multiplayer ones. I'm excluding Wolf Quest as it is purely about wolves, and I wanted to cover games where you can play as multiple different species and that the game is on Steam or coming soon to Steam. We all probably remember Animalia Survival that started its development back in 2020. That is when I first time covered the game. Last time I revisited the game was in 2024, and I kept my opinion that I gave in 2022, which was that I can't recommend the game as it was unbalanced, unoptimized. Devs cared more of adding new creatures and DLCs than fixing their game. So I wanted to see how the situation is now in 2025, and yeah, it's still bad. The new version of the game is completely empty. Nobody plays it. Models are better quality than in the older version that actually has players, but the player count is very low, reaching about 49 on its peak, and the numbers are going down rather than up. The game is getting updates, but the decisions of devs are not really consistent. As first they said all version will be deleted at the end of August at latest, and then they went 180 degrees on that and announced that the old version will be staying up as the main branch and will be receiving updates after all. I guess players did an uproar when they said that all version would be deleted. So the game is still getting updates and they're working on both old and new version. So there's maybe hope, I don't know, we'll see. But it's always a bad idea to make updates to old version, because that takes time and effort out of trying to, make the new version better. So yeah, I can't really back that thing up. Like, please just concentrate on the new version and leave the old version like I did with the legacy brands. Just leave it be. People will play it nevertheless. And when the new version is finalized, then people will come to the new version, definitely. Especially if it's way better than the old version. So that's my 2 cents about it. I will revisit the Animalia Survival now and then to see if it gets more players, as now there is too little interactions to even consider playing it. I hope devs keep working on it and don't abandon the project. Then we have Untamed Kingdom, that you guys probably remember better if I call it by its old name. That was Hunted, Only Strong Will Survive. Yeah, pretty long one, so no wonder the name changed. I checked the game's demo phase in November of 2024, so not that long ago. It was very bare bones version back then, with little to nothing to do. Not very well optimized either. Now there is a multiplayer that is forced on you, as single player and tutorial aren't in yet. Upon spawning in, I got stuck on a hellish loop where about hundreds of deer kept spawning in, lowering the FPS to 1 or 2, I don't know. So pretty much unplayable. But then when I noticed that they fixed it, I went back. But as the new update came bringing the combat system back to the game, with it, the free trial window closed. So now you have to get permanent key to be able to play Untamed Kingdom, and for that you need to subscribe to private beta tier on their Patreon. But yeah, this game is currently on its private beta phase, so bugs and glitches are expected. And the game is being actively developed and updated, so I'll stay tuned for it in the future to see how it progresses. I have high hopes for Untamed, even though it kinda reminds me of this one game on its current, status at the moment. I don't want to say the name of the game, but yeah, it reminds me of it quite a lot, actually. There isn't that many players, obviously, because the game is not out on Steam. The estimation for the release on Steam is this year, so hopefully we see it in Steam before the end of this year, and then I'm gonna check it out again to see if people start to play it. But at the moment, it was kind of normal beta experience for me. A lot of bugs and glitches and almost nobody playing it. But that is normal in this phase, at least. Then to Primal Earth. My favorite one at the moment from all of these three. Reason being that it looks good and plays good as well. But sadly, it has the same problem as the two others. There is no other players in the game. Well, the reason being that the game is not out in early access yet in Steam, but you can get access to it by Patreon donation, same as Untamed Kingdom. You will receive key and early access to the game's demo version. Primal Earth has not received updates for a while, but devs are actively working on the game as they are getting ready for the early access Steam release, and that of course takes its own time. The release will most likely bring a lot of new players in the game, and I can't wait for it. The game should come out this year, by the way. And I think this game has so much potential, and I really want to see it thrive because it just works so perfectly on my computer. I have so good FPS on this game, compared to the two other. I don't know why, maybe it's just better optimized, or it just doesn't have crazy amount of render / physics that causes a lot of problems. I don't know, but it is better for lower end PCs than the two other. My computer, by the way, isn't lower end PC, but I have noticed every indie game, it feels like it's struggling. Maybe because it's ready-made PC. My next PC is gonna be built for me, so hopefully that's a little bit better and runs everything smoother than this old fella that I have had now. What? Oh my god, 4 years! Imagine that, 4 years and it's already ready to be retired. And it was over 3,000 euros for me. Holy moly, these indie games are really like killing your PCs, definitely. I digress. In conclusion, seems like all the games are greatly lacking in players at the moment, but it is expected from Untamed and Primal, as these aren't even out on Steam yet and only have private beta accesses via Patreon donations. For Animalia Survival, there is no such excuse. No such excuse. It has been in Steam for 5 years, actually. It has been in Steam for 5 years. It is kinda sad to notice that the present day Animal games are left with the short end of the stick. The dev teams are small and barely scraping enough to make an aesthetic game, as models are expensive to buy or make, and they're not very experienced of optimizing their games, definitely. Dinosaur games are getting way more traction due them being more interesting than present day animals. And here I am, still waiting somebody to make game about Ice Age animals, or game with Permian period fauna on Steam. Those would be so cool and so interesting in my opinion, and would probably bring wider audience too. Just a hint for some developers out there, please make this happen. Don't fall into the dinosaur genre just because it's getting so much traction. Just do something more unique. And for the present day animal game devs, you just keep doing your game, please. Just don't abandon your projects, just make it a game. It will bring audience, definitely, because there is so many people who wanna play as an animal in animal survival game. Oh yeah, I did left the Cenozoic era out of this video for a good reason. If you have lived under a rock, I have already covered that game in 3 videos and I won't be recommending or touching that game with 10-foot pole. I know there's some good animal games in Roblox like Echoes La Brea and Savannah Life, and I might give those a try while I wait Untamed and Primal to get their early accesses on Steam, because I really wanna play present day animal survival games. I really need a tiny bit of break from dinosaurs. Even though I still think dinosaur games are better. Sorry. That's just my opinion. I just love dinosaurs. Which one out of these 3 games is your favorite, and what are you rooting to success, or do you play all of them? Tell me in the comment section below. This is it for this video. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, leave a like, that helps a lot. If you're not subscribed, please consider subscribing. It is completely free. Thanks for watching. See you on the next one, and bye bye.